Hello everybody, Ryan here with another LEGO Transformers video review, and this is my look of Transformers Prime Bulkhead in his truck mode. Here he is in his truck mode, kind of like how he looked in Prime, all beefy in his pickup. I gave him the big wheels. Looking around the back, I gave him multiple taillights. Gave him a license plate. And his trunk does open just a little bit and has some clearance in his trunk. Even though in the show, it was mostly more curved more and didn't really show much a trunk, but I gave him a flatbed anyway, or you know what trucks calls a tailgate, or I don't know, I'm not a truck expert. And I gave him some vents on the back, on the side, because in the show he did have some kind of vents around his grill. And I did give him review mirrors. And around on the other side, mostly on trucks, they only have like one side of where to put their gas at. So I gave him a gas tank right there. And this back part right here represents of his back window. And I did give him opening doors ever so slightly. And could look in there. Can't really hardly see it, but I did give him a steering wheel. But I could take the roof off, so give you some more lighting. So I gave him the steering wheel and a driver's seat, and that's how it looks in the back in him. And put the roof back on. I gave him the angled roof because on the show that's how it looked, how in his vehicle mode, with it being more curved down towards the back. And I gave him these bars on the roof. And looking in front, I gave him the big bumper, gave him headlights, his grill inside, and this other like row bar cage thing. Look under beneath the carriage. That's how he looks. And he does rolls, even with the beefy tires. And comparison between him and his robot mode. In the show, he was kind of a bit short, but I try to make him as bulky as I can, because how Bulkhead is, he's supposed to be one of the beefy types of Autobots. And even though a cameo reference of Transformers animated, how Bulkhead was bigger than all the other Autobots. So here he is in his robot mode. Oh boy. Like I said, he is really, I made him pretty tall. Kind of a little bit out of proportion, but I try to make Bulkhead look beefy, you know? Tall. And just really bulky, you know? Because Bulkhead is a bulky Autobot. So remove his truck mode and let's give him a more needed attention, because Bulkhead, we all know he is big. Okay, so here he is. Give it a closer look. Gave him blue eyes, like all Autobots does. This curb is mostly represents his big chin of his jaw. Put the headlights on his chest. Gave him the Autobot symbol there. Because on Prime, he had it both on his arms, but with animated on a chest. So I did just like that. Gave him the grills and the row bars, just like how his truck mode was. And coming down to the bottom, got all the edging around his torso. And I gave him the beefy legs because he's beefy. And I gave him the ratcheted knee joints and ball joints down in the ankle. Got his big feet. And got arm joints in the shoulder and in the arms. And articulated fingers. And looking in the back, got his wheels on his back of his backpack. Got the bars here. And the reason why I gave him the tallness out of all my other Transformers is because he's one of my first Transformers that I built with with actual working between joints all throughout his body. Because he's supposed to be very bulky. And for his weapons, I gave him 2 blasters, even though they're not really like how it was on Prime. I just gave him more like a barrel blasters. And I gave him his trademark signature weapons, his wrecking balls for pounding the cons. Yeah. So first, to put his cannons on, I'm just going to remove his hand for a minute. To remove his hands. And then remove this piece. And then take that off. And then take that off. And then replace it with this. Wait, hold on. Sorry, folks. Just kind of a little bit minor of a technical difficulties just because it's been a while since I did a video review. Kind of a little bit rusty a bit, but momentarily everything will get back together because it's just been so hectic. It's just been chaotic around home, okay? So here it is with his blasters. Goes in with one arm. And just for a demonstration of how I connected his cannons. Try to get him to stand because, like I said, he is very top heavy because how bulky he is. Remove this piece. Remove that piece. Remove his wrist or the palm of his hand, and then remove his fingers. Remove this green piece. Remove that and this, and also this round green thing. Wow, that fell down on the ground. And then here his arm. This is open these little flaps and connect it right there. See, just like that. For a little clearance of how everything goes on. And then close the flaps. I don't know what to call them. I'll just say flaps for short. And then put the green thing back on. Excuse me. And there you go. And move him back a little bit. And just give him a little bit of stance, looking that he's standing his ground. And blasting the cons out of the area. Don't want to get him looking like too squatty. And so there is Bulkhead with his cannons. And you guys think that I might have him leaning against a wall? I do not. I do not. He has clearance on a wall, so he does stand on his own. As top heavy he is, I'm still able to get him standing. Okay? So, let's remove his cannons. Get him standing again. And let him be armless for a minute there. Bulkhead. Hang in there, buddy. And we will give him his trademark wrecking balls. And people, I know you might be thinking that, hey, he said balls, you know, a little cameo, hint, hint. Whatever. You know what I mean, okay? So I got the one ball in his one fist. Even though I gave him the boulders. But, you know, even though in the prime he had spikes all around it and had like blue lighting in it, just for sake of trying to get everything looking show accurate, I was try to do my best, what I can. So I got the one ball, and how to attach his ball is to got it open, got this, just connected in like so, and then the green part goes back on just like that. And give him another stance pose. Try and make it looking like how it on posters, on images, how he does in Prime, looking like he's coming after you, doing a wind-up of his wrecking ball, ready to come and pound you. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. That just happened. Like I said, he is very top-heavy. He is very top-heavy, folks. Just remember, this is trial and error. My first couple YouTube videos. In the near future, when I get the chance, I will probably fix my bulkhead where he's not so top heavy, and so you guys could actually have, you know, a proper video review of my builds, because I want to show the world my builds and be proud of it, and maybe someday I could possibly, if any luck, get my builds into the LEGO working world and possibly make these builds for kids, you know? Hopefully get kids into LEGO Transformers, because I know out in the world people are able to get their stuff into actually transforming, but for me it's different. And like I said in my other previous videos, I want to try and make them more show accurate, you know? So even though they're not transformable robot to vehicle, I'm still able to get them looking show accurate, you know? So please excuse me that minor technical difficulties of bulkhead's fall, but trying to get him looking like that pose again, hopefully without him falling. Okay? Sorry that my face was in the frame, but there he is in his stance of his wrecking ball. Even though it kind of looks like he's looking like, you know, pointed away, but... And for another cameo reference of Transformers animated of his wrecking ball, you could detach his ball and got these strings. Pretty know where we're going at. Because in animated, he's able to form out his ball and actually shoot them and actually become true wrecking balls. So he could wield his dual maces of his wrecking balls. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, maces, but we all know what he is known for. Wrecking things. Hint, hint. Because that's all he's good for. He could break stuff, he could build stuff. But overall, I am proud of my build. even though he had a little accident falling down. But like I said, this is my trial and error. And I know he's not perfect. Nobody's not perfect. Because everybody has their own different builds of transforming and building their Transformers. Mine is different. Mine is not like everybody else's. And so, I'm okay with that. Even though Bulkhead just had that accident on live film. And once this video is done, I will upload it to my channel. And you guys could watch it and see for yourself. You could comment whatever you think about your opinion. But please, nothing negative, nothing nasty, nothing like that. Just bear with me because, like I said, I'm still trying to get used to this whole video business. And I know everybody, or some people, when they do their video reviews, they have a proper station, proper stand, tripods, cameras, and all of that. Good stuff. For me, I don't. Because as right now, I am filming all this off of my phone. Off of my iPhone. Yup, that's right. Some people might actually do it on their phones and have better luck than me. Good job. Good for you. I'm proud of you guys. But I literally am filming this off my cell phone. Yep. There's my secret of how to film things. It is off of my cell phone. And I don't even have a proper cell phone stand of filming. I'm filming all this off of my phone on a little makeshift Lego stand that I built. Get him back standing. Because I want to have him as bulky as I can. And as beefy as I can. Because, like I said, Bulkhead is known as the biggest Autobot there is. And soon, once I get all my Legos reviewed, and then when I have time, I'll get back on building and work on more of Decepticons. And I want to, well, first I gotta get my Decepticons filmed. But anyway, I want to make his arch enemy of Breakdown from Prime. And him and Breakdown was pretty much the same bit height. But Breakdown looked more lenient and more thinner. But Bulkhead looked a bit shorter and more stockier and stuff. But anywho, just a quick reference. As I was saying, this is the stand I was talking about. Yep. Nothing fancy. This is the actual Lego stand that I built for my phone to do the videos. So overall, folks, this is my look on Transformers Prime Autobot Bulkhead. And remember, no matter what people says, if you're too old, too big to build Legos, don't listen to them, and keep on building. Bye.